picture this situation. You are standing outside on the street. You are looking at a very nice cafe. You can, smell the fresh coffee. You have your resume in your hand. And, well, your resume is just a piece of paper.
Yeah, just a paper. It shows your name, your phone number, and where you worked before.
Exactly. It is just a piece of paper, but it feels so heavy in your hand.
Because you really want a job at this place.
Yes, you want it so much.
Yeah.
But your heart is beating fast. Boom, boom, boom.
Yeah, you feel nervous. Yeah.
Look through the window of the shop, but you do not walk inside.
You just stand there.
Right. You feel too scared to walk through that door. You are worried you will sound silly, or you are worried they will not understand you. That is you, right? Welcome to English. Anyway, where we learn English, no pressure, no perfection.
That is a very real feeling, It is completely normal to feel nervous. But today, we will fix this problem together. We are going to learn exactly how to walk into a business and ask for a job in English. You just need the right words. After today, you will know how to be polite, and you will feel very confident. Today, we have 3 very special keys for you.
3 keys. Okay.
We call them the 3 golden keys. Before we can walk through that shop door...
Okay, I am ready. What is the first one?
The word is hiring.
Hiring. Yeah, I hear this word a lot. But how exactly do we use it? Does it just mean, like, giving jobs?
Yes. It means a business is looking for new workers. They need more people to help them work.
Oh, I see.
Sometimes you might see a sign in the window of a shop. The sign says, "Now hiring."
I see those signs all the time.
Right. That means they want to give someone a job right now. So the most important phrase you need is a short question. Are you hiring?
Are you hiring? It is a very simple question.
It is.
But why is this better than asking, do you have a job for me? I feel like, do you have a job for me is also very clear.
It is clear, yes. But think about how it feels to the manager.
Okay.
If you say, do you have a job for me? It puts a lot of pressure on them. It feels heavy.
Oh, because they have to say yes or no to me directly.
Right. They do not know you yet. They do not know if they have a job for you. But if you ask, are you hiring? You are asking a general question about the business.
Ah, that is...
You are just asking for information. It is softer. It is much more polite.
I see. Are you hiring? Is asking about their situation, not about me.
Yeah.
That feels much safer. Okay, that is key number 1. What is the next step? We know they are hiring. Now we need to give them our paper, our resume. What is the second golden key?
The second key is a short phrase. It is 2 words together. The phrase is drop off.
Drop off.
Yeah, drop off. This means to leave something at a place. You bring something, you put it down, and you leave it there.
Okay, like dropping off a letter.
Exactly. For a job, you bring your resume. You can say, I would like to drop off my resume.
I would like to drop off my resume.
Right. You go to the shop, you give the manager your resume, and you leave it with them. You drop it off.
Wait, can I just say I want to give you my resume?
Yeah.
Why do we use drop off?
You can say give, but drop off works much better.
Why is that?
Well, think about the word drop. When you drop a small stone, it falls easily. It is light. It is fast.
Yeah, dropping is fast.
When you say, I would like to drop off my resume, it sounds like a very quick, easy action.
Oh, wow. I never thought about that.
It tells the manager, hey, I'm not going to take a lot of your time. I'm just putting this here and leaving.
And managers are very busy.
Exactly. They like things that are quick and easy.
That makes so much sense. If I say give, it feels like a big event. It feels like I am forcing them to take it.
Right. It feels heavy again.
But drop off sounds casual. It sounds like a native speaker. I just want to drop off my resume. It is light.
Perfect.
Okay, so we have hiring and we have drop off. Let's say I dropped off my resume. I went home. Now I am waiting. Monday passes. Tuesday passes.
Yeah.
No one calls me.
That is the hardest part.
It is. I feel anxious.
Yeah.
What is the third golden key?
Waiting is really hard. You do not want to just sit by the telephone forever. You need to take action.
Okay, but what do I do?
The third key is the tool for this. It is another short phrase, follow up.
Follow up?
Yes, follow up. This means to contact someone again after your first visit.
So like calling them.
Right. You visited the shop on Monday. Next Monday, you call them on the telephone to ask about the job. Or you go back to the shop to say hello.
Oh, I see.
That action is called a follow-up. You can say to the manager, I will follow up next week.
I will follow up next week. This is a great tool. But let me ask you something.
Sure.
If I go back to the shop again, will the manager be angry? Will I look like a pushy person who is bothering them?
That is a very common fear. So many people worry about that.
Yeah. I do not want to be annoying.
Or no, if you use the words follow-up, you do not look pushy. You look professional.
Really? Professional?
Yes, it shows you are a serious person. It shows you really want the job. And, you are asking for permission.
Oh, asking for permission.
Right. You are saying, is it okay if I check with you later? This makes the manager respect you.
I love that. You are showing you care, but you're being respectful of their time. So our 3 golden keys are hiring, drop-off, and follow-up.
That is it.
Now, we want you to practice. Yes, you listening right now, say it out loud. Speaking it out is making it yours. Don't be afraid to make mistakes. Say the first word, hiring.
Take a breath. Say the second one, drop off.
Keep going. Say the last one, follow up.
Excellent. Now you have all 3 golden keys in your pocket. You have the right words. You are ready to open the door.
Yes, we are ready. So let's imagine the situation again. We have our vocabulary words. Let's walk into the shop.
Okay, let's do it.
You put your hand on the door handle. You push the door open. You hear a little bell ring. Ding!
Nice sound effects.
Thank you. So you walk inside. You see the manager behind the desk. They're looking at a computer. What is the very first thing you say? Can I just walk up, look at them, and say, "Hi, give me a job"?
Please, never do that.
Why not?
We want to make a good first impression. If you say, give me a job, it sounds like an order from a boss. It sounds rude.
Oh, right.
Remember, the manager is a human being. Maybe they are having a stressful day. Maybe the computer's broken. We want to be soft. We want the manager to look at us and smile.
Okay, so what do we say?
So instead of give me a job, we teach you this core phrase. Hi, I was wondering if you are currently hiring.
Let me listen to that again. Hi, I was wondering if you were currently hiring. That sounds very friendly.
It does.
But wait, if I say, I was wondering, does that sound like I am weak? I want them to know I am a strong, good worker. Shouldn't I sound more direct?
That is a good question. Actually, in English, being polite and soft is very strong.
Really?
Yes. It shows you have good social skills. I was wondering means I am thinking about this and I want to ask you nicely.
Oh, I see.
It is not weak. It is respectful. And notice the word currently.
Currently. What does that mean again?
It just means right now. Are you looking for workers right now?
Okay, I understand. I do not need a loud voice. I just need a warm smile. I look them in the eyes and I say this one sentence.
Exactly.
Let's practice this right now. Let's pretend. I will be the person looking for a job. You be the manager of the cafe.
Perfect. I am standing behind the coffee machine. I see you walk in. I look up and say, hi there. How can I help you?
Hi. I was wondering if you were currently hiring.
Actually, yes, we are looking for part-time staff.
That is great to hear. My name is Jamie, and I would love to apply. I have about 2 years of cafe experience, and I am a big fan of this place.
Oh, nice to meet you, Jamie. Do you have a resume with you?
I do. I would love to drop it off with you. Is there a good time to follow up?
Yes, you can call us later this week. I will check the schedule.
Perfect. Thank you so much for your time.
Let's pause right there. Notice how the conversation felt.
Yeah, it was very fast and very easy.
It was. Let's break down the sentences you used for your introduction.
Yes, I noticed I did not talk very much. I just gave my name. I said, my name is Jamie.
Right.
And I quickly gave my experience. I said, I have about 2 years of cafe experience.
Simple and clear.
And then I said, one nice thing about the business. I am a big fan of this place. Being a big fan means you really like the cafe. You liked our coffee.
That is exactly right. Many people make a big mistake here.
What do they do?
They start telling their whole life story. They say where they went to school, how old they are, and why they need money.
Oh, wow. That is too much talking.
Way too much. Remember, the manager is busy. They have to make coffee for customers. If you talk for 5 minutes, the manager feels stressed.
Yeah, they want you to leave.
But if you talk for 20 seconds, the manager feels happy. You keep it short because this is not the job interview yet. You just want to say hello and drop off the resume.
That is a great rule.
Yeah.
Say your name, your experience, and a compliment. Everyone likes a compliment. Managers love to hear that people like their shop.
They really do.
Okay, that was the perfect situation. The manager said yes. But the real world is not always perfect.
No, it is not.
What happens if the manager's not hiring today? They do not need a new worker this week. Do I just walk out and cry?
No, you definitely do not walk out. Sometimes the door is not fully open, but it is still half open.
Half open. What do you mean?
Well, they do not need you today. But think about businesses. Things change fast. Maybe the cafe is quiet right now. But next month, summer begins.
All right. Summer's busy.
Many tourists will come. The cafe will have a lot of customers. They will need someone next month. So you still want to leave your resume with them? You still want to drop it off?
Ah, I see. So the conversation changes a little bit. Let's pretend again. Let's do a second dialogue. I will walk in, but this time you do not have a job for me today.
Okay. I am wiping the tables. You walk up to me.
Hi. I was wondering if you are currently hiring.
We are not interviewing right now, but I can take your resume.
That would be great, thank you. My name and number are on there. Please feel free to reach out anytime.
Thanks. I will pass it on to the owner when she gets in.
I really appreciate that. I am very interested in this place specifically, so I hope to hear from you.
We will be in touch if something comes up.
Thank you. I will follow up in a week or so, if that is okay.
Sure, no problem. Have a good day.
Okay, let's pause. Wow. Even without a job offer today, I still felt really good leaving that cafe.
You did.
Yeah, I did not feel like a failure.
You felt good because you controlled the conversation, you stayed polite and confident. Let's look closely at the sentences. In the middle, I said, I will pass it on to the owner. That means I will give your paper to the boss. You responded beautifully. You said, I'm very interested in this place specifically. Why did you add the word specifically?
Oh, well, I wanted them to know I'm not just throwing my paper at every shop on the street.
Yeah,
I want to work there. It makes them feel special.
it really does. And then at the end, you used one of our golden keys. You said, I will follow up in a week or so, if that is okay.
Exactly. Using follow-up gives you a natural reason to come back. You are not begging for a job. You were just saying, I will check with you again.
Yes. And you added, if that is okay. You asked for permission.
Right.
When the manager says, sure, no problem, they are giving you a ticket to return. They are saying, yes, please call us.
It takes away the fear of the next step. I do not have to sit at home wondering if I should call. I already told them I will call. It makes everything so much easier.
It really does.
Okay, we did the yes situation. We did the maybe situation. Now for the scariest part. This is the part people worry about the most. What if the manager just says no?
Yes, the direct no.
What if they say, no, we are full, we do not need anyone? Usually when people hear this, their stomach hurts.
Oh, yeah, it feels awful.
Did your heart beat a little faster just thinking about a manager saying no? I bet it did. Most people just say, okay, they look down at their shoes and they walk out the door fast. They feel sad and embarrassed.
It is completely normal to feel bad when someone says no. Hearing no feels like a door closing and locking in your face.
Yeah, a heavy locked door.
But you can handle it nicely. If you know how the manager feels, you can actually turn that no into a maybe for the future.
Wait, if they tell me no, and I try to turn it into a maybe, am I being annoying? They just told me they do not want me.
You are not being annoying if you use the right words. Let's look at why managers say no.
Okay, why?
Maybe they really have no money for a new worker this week. It is not about you. It is about their business. If you respect their situation, they will respect you.
That makes sense.
Let's pretend for a third time. Let's role play this difficult situation. Try it with me.
Okay, I am walking into the shop. I take a deep breath. Hi, I was wondering if you are currently hiring.
I am sorry. We are fully staffed right now. We are not taking applications.
I completely understand. Would it be okay to leave my resume anyway in case something opens up in the future?
Oh, sure. I can keep it on file.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm a big fan of this cafe, so I would love the chance to be part of the team someday.
That is really nice to hear. We will keep you in mind.
Thank you. Have a great day.
Let's stop right there. Notice what happened. I gave you a very hard no. I said, we are fully staffed.
Right. Fully staffed.
That means we have 100% of the workers we need. We need 0 new people. But you did not run away.
No, I stayed calm. I used a magic phrase. I said, I completely understand. Let's talk about why this is magic.
Yes, let's explain that.
When I say I completely understand, I am showing the manager that I hear them. I am showing that I care about their situation. It takes away the stress. I am not fighting them.
That is brilliant.
Yeah.
Yes, you reduce their stress, you agree with them, and then you ask a very soft question. Would it be okay to leave my resume anyway?
Just delete it.
Right. You are just asking to drop it off. You are not asking for a job anymore. You just want to leave the paper. And you add, in case something opens up.
In case something opens up.
This means if a job becomes free later, maybe someone moves to a new city, maybe someone gets sick, something always opens up.
I love to explain this by thinking about a garden.
A garden.
Yeah. Imagine you want to grow a beautiful flower. You cannot make a flower grow in one day. But you can plant a seed.
Oh, I see.
You put the seed in the dirt today. The seed does nothing today. It will not be a flower tomorrow. But you leave it there. Next month, It rains, the sun shines, and suddenly a little flower grows. Leaving your resume after a no is exactly like planting a seed.
That is a beautiful way to understand it. You are planting a seed for your future. A business is like a garden. It is always changing.
Changes all the time.
The manager might say no today, but 2 weeks later, an old worker quits their job. Now the manager is stressed. They need a worker right now. Where will they look?
They will know, look on the street.
Exactly. They will look in their folder, and your seed is already in the garden. Because you left your resume nicely, you are already in the door. They have your name and phone number.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And here's the secret. Even when a manager says we are full, if you ask politely, almost every manager will say, sure, I will take the resume.
It is true.
It is very rare for a manager to say, no, do not give me the paper.
Yeah.
Take it away.
Yeah.
They will take it because taking a piece of paper is easy.
Very easy.
And just like that, you turn a scary no into a very hopeful maybe next time.
Yeah.
You just have to be brave enough to ask the question.
So let's look back at everything we learned today. Walking into a business to ask for a job is not a scary mountain. Not when you have the right keys.
You do not need perfect English. You just need clear English.
Remember the simple rules. Go straight to the point. Start with, hi, I was wondering if you are currently hiring.
Make it easy for the manager.
Yes. Introduce yourself in 20 seconds. Drop off your resume. And always use your tool to ask to follow up.
You have the 3 golden keys now. Hiring, drop off, and follow up. You know how to unlock that heavy door. You know how to handle a yes, a maybe, and even a no.
You are ready.
You do not need to stand outside on the street feeling nervous anymore. You do not have to let your heart beat fast while you look through the window. You can take a breath, push the door open, walk inside, smile, and speak clearly.
Before we go, I want you to think about one big idea. These 3 golden keys are not just for finding a job.
Oh, really? Where else can we use them?
Think about the feeling of being polite but brave. You can use these skills everywhere in your life. If you want to join a sports team or if you want to speak to a new teacher at a school.
Oh, that makes sense.
You introduce yourself briefly. You drop off your name. You follow up later to show you are serious. The right words open doors everywhere, not just at cafes and clothing shops. Communication is about making connections with other humans.
That is so true. The keys unlock many different doors in life. So we have one simple question for you today. Think about your own life. What kind of job do you want to apply for next? A cafe, a clothing store, or an office?
We want to know.
Leave a comment and tell us. We really want to read your answers and cheer for you. Now remember that old feeling of standing outside the shop? Throw that feeling away. Next time you're walking in, keep learning English any way you want, and I'll catch you in the next one.